Yugoslavia takes over Hungary and annexes it. Poland invades Lithuania and occupies its capital city. Finland attacks the USSR and actually gains some territory deeper in Russia. Persia signs a non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union to become its ally. Romania attacks Bulgaria and occupies it, leaving as a puppet its southeastern region. Estonia aligns with Finland to become a northern country and gets annexed as a province of Finland. Yugoslavia sends an ultimatum to Romania to give up on Transylvania. Since Romania couldn't handle a conflict at that scale, decides to accept the demand. USSR attacks and occupies the eastern regions of Poland to compete the Belarusian and Ukrainian SSR and unite their people. Persia attacks Iraq to reform its glorious Persian Empire. The Soviet Union agrees to give some degree of autonomy for the Ukrainian SSR in order to avoid any rebellion against the Kremlin. Switzerland activates their special operation by attacking Italy. Instead, Italy pushes back Switzerland and occupies it. Switzerland becomes an Italian puppet state. Italy and Germany operate their invasion of Yugoslavia to secure the Balkan front and the Adriatic Sea. They successfully split Yugoslavia and Hungary gains independence once again. For some reason, Poland changes its flag to the Democratic Germany. Sweden attacks Norway and occupies Oslo to become the power of Northern Europe. Germany and Poland sign a peace treaty and another non-aggression pact. Fascist Italy would go to war with Yugoslavia, but it doesn't exist anymore. Switzerland becomes a satellite state of Italy, so it resigns from being its puppet. The Nazi government collapses, so Austria, Bavaria and Western Germany break apart from the central government. The lowlands and Poland attack Germany in its period of weakness to secure some land. Poland successfully takes over its Polish borders with Russia. Franco in Spain aligns with Italy and gets closer bonds with the fascist powers. Germany restores its Nazi government and takes over Poland. France in the meantime changes government and becomes communist. Italy attacks Greece to reform the Roman Empire and occupies the region of Macedonia, but a stalemate is reached. Turkey and Iran invade Syria and divide it in half. Germany invades the Netherlands and gets better access to the North Sea. Germany occupies its southern provinces and unites. The USSR then takes control of Bessarabia and creates the Moldavian SSR. Germany annexes the Low Countries and recovers Austria as well as annexing Slovenia and the Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia. Yugoslavia threatens Romania with war to liberate the Bulgarian provinces. Romania then completely occupies Yugoslavia and Transylvania, establishing Greater Romania. Germany changes its official flag to its war ensign. Austria gains autonomy and reforms the Austrian Empire by annexing Slovakia, Hungary and part of Yugoslavia. With Turkey joining the Axis powers, let's show the members of each faction. Turkey then attacks Romania and Greece, attempting to occupy the region of Thrace and secure its European territories. Everyone agrees to reform Yugoslavia as a neutral Polish state, but the situation gets out of hand and Yugoslavia falls under a communist coup, joining the Soviet faction. France tries a naval landing in Turkey to recover its French colony but is unable to push enough to succeed. Germany then attacks France by the Low Countries and slowly advances to Paris. The French army is unable to defend against the Germans, which occupy the capital. At this point, France surrenders and it's occupied by Germany. The Soviet Union attacks Turkey in an attempt to make the Turkish government fall, but is only able to occupy the eastern region while Turkey resists. The nationalist Spanish government falls and is replaced by the Republic of Spain, aligned with the Soviet Union. Finland, taking advantage of the situation, annexes Norway, which is already being pressured from Sweden and inevitably falls apart. The British colonies break apart from the empire to avoid having to deal with a war against Germany. So Scotland, Egypt, Palestine, Transjordan get independence. This weakens the British power, making Germany be the strongest side. The Austrian Empire occupies Transylvania in an attempt to complete its empire. Britain occupies Ireland for its strategic ports and for help with the war effort. The Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia unites with Slovakia and creates the fascist Czechoslovak state. Communist Spain attacks the African colonies of the new German-occupied France. The weak African army is unable to stop the Spanish, who occupy Morocco and Algeria. Germany decides to deal with it by issuing peace, and so the new Spanish Empire annexes its occupied territories in France and Africa, while Germany continues to occupy Tunisia. Germany annexes Lithuania, which becomes another protectorate of the German Reich. Then Germany annexes the Austrian Empire and makes it a province of the Reich. Rivals in the Soviet Union become too large, and eventually the central government starts to lose control over its regions. The provinces of the West and the Caucasus become independent, making the Soviet Union at risk that these autonomous states might align themselves with the Axis government. Romania exploits this by reoccupying Moldova. The war in the Atlantic becomes too much struggle for the British, who surrender to Germany, which established the fascist puppet to Finland. A neutral, more democratic Spain becomes the new government, which doesn't help to improve the relations with the Axis. As Finland couldn't keep control in Norway, Germany invades the country from Denmark, in case it might be working against the Axis. Sweden in response attacks the Norwegian region. Germany annexes the Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia, but still keeps the Slovak state independent as to secure relations with the Slovaks and the German Reich. Finland expands its territory further into the Soviet Union, trying to fully occupy Finnish territory. Turkey, to recover its prestige after the loss against the Soviet Union, attacks Greece alongside Italy, occupying the Aegean Islands and reaching Athens. The country falls and is split between occupation zones, as well as a German occupation zone in the western side of Greece. Sweden fully invades Norway to create the Sweden-Norway Union, while it is unable to join the Axis due to such aggressions against the faction. The Axis makes a pact with the Irish people in which they get their independence by staying loyal to Germany. The Romanian region of Bulgaria separates from Romania and joins Yugoslavia. Austria gains independence, but Hungary remains under German protection. Turkey attacks the Iranian region of Iraq to reform the Ottoman Empire, but the Iranians fight back the Turkish, which completely lose the front lines and retreat from Syria and eastern Anatolia. Eventually, Turkey resigns from the war, and Iran takes a good part of Turkish lands. The Turkish government gets even closer to Germany to secure its domains after the losses in the east. The Swedish government, being excluded from the Axis faction, slowly turns into communist direction, which the German government is not willing to accept, and therefore the Swedish Union gets invaded by Germany. After Stockholm falls, the rest of the country is unable to resist the invasion and the country completely falls. Hitler seized Himmler and the SS military control of the Burgundy region to avoid a coup against this government. The independent movement turns into Africa, where the colonies revolted against their central government. Apparently, Mussolini goes to an Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca, and Allah gives him the rule over North Africa. Then Italy occupies Portugal, becoming a province of the Kingdom of Italy. Germany does the horrible and inhumane act to tax Czechoslovakia as well as annexing it. After the proclamation of the Triangle Axis, Portugal and Spain join the Axis powers, bringing the faction to the Iberian Peninsula. Germany then occupies Ukraine, and when Kiev is reached, the rest of the country falls, making the Soviet nightmare a reality. Hungary finally gains again its independence. Greek and Yugoslav partisans sabotage the Italian kingdom while a civil war breaks out in the south, but it doesn't last long as Italy, with backup from Germany, successfully represses it and comes back again. After Belarus is forced to join the Axis, Germany initiates Operation Barbarossa and invades the Soviet Union. The German army quickly pushes back the Soviets while occupying Latvia and Yugoslavia. Finland helps Germany with the invasion. While nothing seemed to go wrong, a civil war breaks out in Germany with the loyals of the German Socialist Republic. The rebels make Berlin unable to give aid through the supply lines to the front lines, making the German army forced to retreat, and while the revolts are suppressed, the front lines remain in a still position. Switzerland's unstable government makes the country fall under communist rule. Germany responds by occupying the country. The United States liberate the British Isles by making a naval invasion in Ireland. The battle for Britain is fought by the English partisans in England and the Americans against the English fascist government. Scotland gets quickly liberated, and with the occupation of London, Britain falls apart. The Soviet government gets deposed and a new Russian entity is put into place. But the unorganized country is not as efficient in supplying its troops, and the Axis advance deeper in Russia. The Italians successfully stabilized the Greek provinces by putting down the revolts by force. The Spanish government gets tired and declares war to Germany by occupying southern France. Portugal does not intervene. Spain, with help of America, occupies the southwestern part of France. Meanwhile, Romania attacks Hungary and recovers its lands. The Romanian army gets stopped before they could enter Budapest. A Slovak coup deposes the Hungarian government. Germany establishes the Reich Commissariat of the Benelux region. Yugoslavia gets officially partitioned by Italy and Germany with two spheres of influence. Persia, without the help of the Soviet Union, is unable to stand up against the Axis powers. And when Turkey demands Syria and Iraq, Persia is forced to give up the regions. The Swiss community is forced to contribute again to the war effort as an occupation zone of the German Reich. Turkey officially establishes the Ottoman Empire once again after taking over Palestine and Transjordan. Americans land in the shores of Omaha Beach to liberate France. Spain also helps in the liberation with the support of American soldiers and equipment. Switzerland returns to Italy, which annexes it. The Ottoman Empire also gets tired of the war and gives the Axis powers, joining the war on the Allied side. The Allies push back the Germans to the previous Maginot Line. In German-occupied Yugoslavia, Bosnian and Croatian uprisings make Germany lose control over the region. Polish uprisings also stand up alongside the Russian government in a sort of alliance which gives support on both parties for the end of the war. The Americans make a naval landing in Hamburg, but the Germans push them away and the operation fails. Yugoslav partisans extend the fighting, making Italy lose a good amount of territories in the Balkans, while Russia pushes Germany back. In Naples, anti-fascist groups take control over the city and start to recruit people along their way to fight the fascist government. The rebels take control of southern Italy. With the failure of the central government, the region of Savoy and Piedmont break apart from Italy alongside Switzerland, which joins the Union. In the east, the German army is ordered to invade Finland as they consider the Finnish operations ultimately unsuccessful. Finland joins the Allies. Polish rebels continue the fighting by attacking the city of Memel, while Russia pushes Germany back. The Baltic states become a province of the Reich. If you want this concept to become a mini-series, comment what would you change by following the rules that you can find here in the screen or in the description and in the comment section. If there are enough comments, I will make another part on this project. You can always watch this series that I put in the screen right now. I suggest you the Comments Change Europe series.